I just finished reviewing a paper for an astrophysics journal, and I had a couple of thoughts now that we are entering this age of artificial intelligence. For those of you who may not be aware, when you do a PhD in a subject and you publish papers in research journals, occasionally those journals will reach out to you to be an independent referee or reviewer of other articles that are trying to get published in that journal. Now, I always accept because there's not that many people in my field of research that I did my PhD in, which was in astrophysics. And so I do feel kind of compelled to give a well thought out response and review of a paper. But again, this is something I volunteer my time for. This is completely free. And I remember when I was explaining this to my parents a couple of years ago, they were just kind of like, huh? Like, you don't get paid to do this? Like, this is a couple of days to a week-long commitment at times, taking a couple of hours each day. And I'm like, yeah, that's just kind of how it is. We just do it for free. And I still haven't come up with a good reason as to why this is. It's just the way things have always been, which I know it's not a great reason why. But I was thinking about this because I saw, and I posted this in my last short, that papers are now being just generated through artificial intelligence. There was this post by Ethan Mollick that showed, I think, these two researchers published, I think, or attempted to write 288 finance articles with AI tools, and they were very credible looking and followed all the journal guidelines and whatnot. Now, I know that's finance, and people are like, oh, that's not physics, that's not science. But this made me think, as someone who reviews papers, my goodness, what's going to happen if there's going to be just like a flood of really bad papers that are just AI generated, that because they follow all the guidelines and look legitimate, we're just going to have to review them. Now, of course, we could get some AI generating tools to review them as well, but then we just kind of get into this cycle, right? And I don't want to get in the habit of having to use AI tools to review these papers. I mean, I kind of want to stay fairly autonomous when it comes to giving my own scientific opinions on these works. I wouldn't be opposed to using AI a little bit to maybe, help me out with a few things, but I still want to contribute most of the response, if you know what I mean. And so I think my biggest concern as a reviewer looking into the near future is that there just could be just this avalanche of AI generated papers that could just be bogus, but because if they follow the regulations and they look legit, we're going to have to spend the time wading through the mess to try and find those nuggets of actually good, pieces of information of legitimate science. So anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think, and I'd be curious to know what you have to say.